In this video, perhaps my most serious mistake ever, and one of the worst things I've ever done when working on a car, in my opinion.
But it's a difficult one, but it is a very serious one.
It is, and I think it serves as a very good reminder of why, when working on a car, especially if you're not feeling 100%, which I was not
No.
the last time we worked on this car, double and triple check everything. Yeah, I wonder if anyone spotted it. I mean, technically it was in the last video. The last video of this car, we replaced a rear wheel bearing, which turned out not to be the noise. And it was after that things started going a bit wrong.
Yeah, so we replaced the wheel bearing and we thought, that will be the end of that then. And so we drove her home as a test drive.
As you saw in the video, still noisy.
The sound was still there.
Still that sound, yes.
So our assumption was wheel bearings. And I very reluctantly drove her to Aberystwyth because I wasn't happy. And then the next place that she went to was Mayrig's workshop because she was sat then for a little while waiting to be taken in for works.
Yeah.
And he made some not very pleasant discoveries.
He made some very not pleasant discoveries. A little video is about to appear here, which shows the rear wheel bearing that I fitted kind of flapping around, the bolts not even slightly tight. We'd nipped them up, and I think I even said to myself, I don't know if I said it on camera, but I said, have to torque those up. And I just plain forgot. I was in a really bad headspace that day, not feeling very well at all, and I forgot to do it. So by the time we got to Mayrig's, I mean, that hub was loose on the car, and if those bolts had backed out all the way, the whole hub would have come off. The brake pipe would have been left the only thing, well, and the handbrake cable, the only things trying to hold it in place. They would have not have been sufficient.
No.
So it's a rather serious one this time. I'm absolutely ashamed of myself, especially as I put you and your daughter at risk, effectively. Thankfully, we hadn't done any driving lessons with it in that state.
No.
But yeah, absolutely appalled.
But
and it kind of gets a bit worse.
Well, yes, but it is also a lesson that, we are absolutely rank amateurs, particularly me. And sometimes you have to give it to somebody else who absolutely knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I think we've seen with Fairmont recently with its visit to Tim, it often pays more than you think to take your car to a specialist garage.
And we found
finding a good garage, not easy.
Yes.
We're very fortunate. We've got quite a few people around here we trust.
Because we've got Tim of Cameron Classics, we've got Lewis and Leanne at Whiteland Restorations,
For bodywork,
and we've got Mayrig at Mayrig's workshop, who does some incredible fabrication stuff.
But he found that the reason we were struggling, we've been struggling for ages to get the rear brakes to adjust, is just because the linings were worn. I'm kind of used to rear shoes not having much material on them as standard, but I was misled, and that has been, that's all been replaced. We've got new shoes on the back. Sorry, not new shoes. Yeah, new shoes. We haven't replaced the drums, just new shoes on the back. He hasn't done anything with the bearings there, just rebuilt the rear brakes. But then he found the front brakes were iffy as well. And I must admit, we'd just taken our eye off the ball. We've been meaning to do front brakes on Chemi for quite a while. But we had a puncture recently, and I think that was that a front? Or was that a rear? I can't remember. Yeah, so whenever a wheel comes off a tyre fitter, I always have a peek at the brakes, and I didn't think they were that bad, but this car has done a lot of miles, like over 4,000 miles since January.
So she's got new brake pads on the front as well.
So we've got new brake pads and discs as well.
She's running on all new brakes, which is lovely and safe.
Yeah, and feels very different.
Even though I nearly catapulted myself a couple of times.
Yeah. So yeah, we've actually got all four wheels are actually slowing the car down, and the brakes are now in fine fettle, because we've had a grind on the front, which is just because the discs were quite badly corroded.
But yeah, now I've just driven her back here. She's got no grind. When you tilt it into a corner, it would be even worse. She also had vibration. All that's gone. So
yeah,
he's done a fantastic job.
So we may still have a bearing getting a little elderly somewhere, but Mayrig's advice is just keep driving it, see if it develops. It's very hard to try and pinpoint what's going on. Yeah,
because she's done 141,600 miles. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So chances are they've been taken out one by one rather than in pairs and so on. So his suggestion is, as and when, then we will change them.
Yeah.
But I'm just very, very glad to have her back.
Yeah, I'm glad to have her back.
In fine fettle.
Having this little car. She's been away for a good few days.
It's been very strange.
So the 60 quid wheel bearing replacement may have escalated. We haven't had the final bill yet.
No, no.
Mary kindly allowed us to collect the car, even though he hasn't prepared, but he was literally working on it until this afternoon on a Saturday.
I think he'd know where to find us.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but no, a huge thank you to him. He's very conscientious.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness me, he's even put a little mat protector down in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
protect your new lovely mats.
my new
Have you
car
shown
mats.
off your mats yet?
They're dirty right now.
Okay, we can't show them off now.
No.
We'll show you another time.
We'll show you another time.
But yeah, a bit of a sanity check, a bit of a wake-up call. These things do happen, but it's sometimes a bit distressing when they do. But the whole reason for Giselle going really was to free up some funds, because we
Improve the
knew we
fleet.
were falling back behind
Yeah.
on maintenance generally.
Yeah.
So Giselle's sale has definitely not been in vain. I spent a chunk of money on Betty already, spent a chunk of money on Shemi, and we got other cars we want to get back on the road ASAP. So yeah, let's hope we can actually achieve that.
But yes, I'm just very glad to have this little car. Every time she goes away, I always think it's going to be terminal.
Yeah,
and he made it sound like it was terminal. When,
when Mary first got back to me, I was like, oh no. Oh no, indeed.
But then he explained what it was, and that's not terminal.
And this is something we love about Mary. I mean, a lot of garages would have looked at this 18-year-old car that needed a complete brake overhaul and gone, well, it's probably time to call it in, to be honest. But he knows what we're like. We like our cars, even though they're worthless. They're not to us.
No, this car
and it's nice to find people who understand that. You know, I went to one local garage with a Matiz and it failed the MOT on emissions, and they just gave me the car back.
They actually did that with this as well, didn't they? Yeah, they went, no.
Yeah, so some garages just don't get it, and I kind of get it. Yeah, but it's nice to be understood.
We had to go get her in shame, didn't we?
We did.
Thanks very much.
So there we go. It's a bit of a sobering tale for this one, but delighted to have Shevington back.
I'm very delighted to have her back.
Yeah, so Ellie's going back undercover after getting caught in some of the worst rain we've had in
sorry
ages,
about
even
that,
by
Ellie.
world standards. But
she
she's
knew
dry
there
now.
was a space. She was most upset.
Yeah, so now in she goes. We'll go home in Shems.
Yeah, and we don't actually know what the next... Did a hawk just land in that tree?
Oh, quite possibly.
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah.
There he goes.
Oh, well, was that a buzzard or a kite?
I think that was a buzzard looking at the wings.
Yeah, very big. There we go.
Anyway,
You didn't see that.
Slight distraction.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Just wrapping it up, I think.
Space.
Ellie space.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening in the next week or so.
We don't.
Know.
Still, I haven't made a decision. As you can hear, I'm still not 100% well. But Dutch trip may or may not happen, but it won't be in one of those two. Guarantee that much.
He's eyeballing my car, but I need my car.
Some people said I should take this car. There is a Daihatsu meet at this show.
And what do I drive then?
That is the problem, yeah. I think I'll probably be taking Betty if I go with all. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in a future video. Bye.